Hello everybody, just about ready to get started. Let's chat a little bit. So last time on Mountain Blade, we decimated a kingdom, and then we had a fun, hello Try, we had a fun little surprise of somebody declaring war on us. So, too bad for them, chat. The Nords are protected by the peace treaty, so I don't think we'll clear in a super short amount of time. Hello, Sir Magic Penguin. Hope you're doing well. I was looking at a close-up of the emote. No problems, Radish. Thank you for the well wishes. I'm doing okay, Penguin. I could be better. I thought about delaying the stream or canceling the stream, and I'm like, you know what? I'll just play. It's fine. Feeling a little tired, mostly. But I think we are closing in at the end of this particular campaign. It's just been absolutely brutal for the enemy. I almost feel bad for them. Almost. To be fair, they declared war on me, with the exception of one person. Let's go ahead and listen to the music a bit longer. The ominous music as we go in for the kill. Pause Mountain Blade. Give the game a moment or two to load. It's gotta load the textures according to the game. Let's see if we can transfer you over. We are good to go. So yeah, we should clear hilariously before my first attempt at 360 something days, delayed to 526. We're on target for a sub 300 clear, which I think is okay. I think if we weren't messing around, we could easily trim another 30 days from that. Yeah, I feel kind of bad. I mean, they got how many properties? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11? 11 properties. So what we're gonna do, we're just gonna kind of meander. We're gonna draw like a big square and then circle around them and kill them all. But I don't think there's anything they could really do to stop us anymore. You see, they're exiling people to our kingdom. Fools. Oh, a siege tower? Oh, this is gonna be the only break they get in the whole playthrough. Oh, that's right. We didn't give a property to one of our lords. You know what? I don't think it really matters. I might just let them hate us. I'll be like, you know what? You didn't earn that property. Do better next time. Maybe next playthrough. Oh, I did actually get him. Didn't kill, though. Blocked. We're gonna pick off a couple people here and there, just to make sure our assault is mostly casualty-free. At least for our side, anyway. No promises on the enemy side on that one. You know, for a siege battle, this one actually is not that bad since I actually get to interact with the enemies. I would not like to defend this one due to how close they start, but everything else is fine. Ooh, I actually did get him around the corner. That was sick. Nice headshot. I'm gonna be honest with you, chat. I didn't even look to see how many people were defending the castle. I'm like, yeah, I got this. It'll be fine. We'll work it out. I've already killed like 7 or 8 people, so I've done my job. Everything after this is just extra credit. I mean, come on, they're not even in heavy armor. How are they gonna deal with me? Fools. And we're gonna make sure our melee people are actually able to get up here. Yes, they do have one archer left. Past tense, they have no more archers. Oh, they got a couple over there. I should probably deal with those. I really need our allies to move forward a little more. Allies, please. Please let me through. Please let me through. Please let me through. Seriously? I wish I had, like, a shove command. I can't move. They've entrapped me, and I can't get through them. Okay, there we go. They left a little bit of a gap for me. The reason I want to go this way is that our allies are going to conga onto the stairs, but they're not going to deal with these archers. So that means these archers are hitting our allies. So we're going to go ahead and solve that problem. We're basically just the cleanup crew at this point. Like, we've pretty much won since we managed to breach pretty quickly. I am really surprised I'm dodging some of that, to be honest with you. I feel like he should have hit me. You know what? That's your fault. I didn't even notice you the first couple arrows. Yeah, so as long as we just keep picking off some of their snipers, that should allow us what we need to advance. Nice and simple, chat. I think I'm at the point I want to just join in the melee. I think I picked off enough of the snipers that I shouldn't really die. So we're gonna go ahead and unclog the conga. Just murder whatever they're fighting. There we go. I believe they're unclogged now. Looks like some of our people are already engaged in melee, so we're just gonna join these people in the fray. Even though they're hilariously outnumbered, it makes them really good decoys for me. Because I could just do this and just clean house like this. So if there's this many chasing me, that's a problem. Get off of me. Honestly, I think that went pretty well, despite me getting surrounded. The power of high defense, I suppose. Yeah, this is looking pretty much GG for them. There's nothing they could do. Jeez. That was a pretty convincing fight. I mean, I just took out like 20 archers total. We have a long way to level though. Did I even lose anybody? Was that actually a flawless victory? Oh, we had one death. One death. Silly Sweaty Knights. You know, we traded one person for 205 of theirs. Okay. Oh. You're free to go. I don't even care about you. I could imprison you, but we're winning so hard. Fine, we'll take the handicap. Sure. We'll just hire Sea Raiders and Caravan Guards. Why not? I don't think I want any of these. No, not unless they're upgrades. That was ultra easy. The best part is all those people we just acquired. Gonna put them right back into defend. Keeping the Sea Raiders might be okay, but honestly, I'll just put them back. I'll keep the Serenid Foot person. Frigid Lancers. Yeah, this is feeling pretty over. I mean, like, I basically fought somebody. I lost one person and gained 71 troops. 72. Well, I guess minus the casualties. I gained 70 troops. So, feeling pretty over. I'd feel pretty demoralized if I was the enemy. We did nothing but lose. Go ahead, try to defend your castle. It's too late. See, before he could even reach the castle, I've already sieged it. That is the power of Engineering 14. It's so overpowered. See, like, normally if it was, like, Engineering 10, that guy would have a chance to join the castle siege and maybe stop us from taking it. But I'm just gonna be like, nah, that's okay. It's my castle. Why do they have Rodox? It's actually kind of annoying. Rodox are, like, one of the few things I don't want to fight in a siege battle. They're very likely to injure me. You can tell by the green shirts. Whenever you see green, I start frowning. Like, man, these people actually have snipers, whatever. Where are their terrible archers? Yeah, these archers that don't even hurt us. I kill some of those since they're up here. You know what? Whatever. I'm just gonna ignore it. Again, they're basically the equivalency of, like, leather armor. Oh, they actually killed a Swadian Knight. Leather armor people trying to challenge people in full plate mail in melee combat. So they're not doing so hot. Although I'm noticing a lot of my people getting knocked out right now, to be honest. I wonder if it has to do with the archers. I'm gonna pick off a few of these. Give myself a better chance. That'll help. Okay, with that, hopefully, I'm gonna make some headway into this little fortress. What the? Like, merch and the... Really just need to get up this ladder. This would be a very annoying one to take, but I would love defending with this one. Almost dare the enemy to try to take this one back. I definitely like this more from a defensive position, because I'm above them by quite a bit, and I can easily crouch under arrows from the enemy. Okay, now we're starting to make some headway. I think because I killed the archers, they're no longer stun-locking our troops. So it's kind of like opening the floodgates. Once 2 or 3 of their front line die and my people move in, it's over. Hopefully everybody's doing well. Hopefully they're doing better than the enemy army. Nice, this is our level. What's my XP looking at? Not bad. Oh, okay, I see what they're doing. They're trying to fight the sniper that's up there. Wait, the fight's already over? But I just got to the... Okay. Right, chat? I mean, I just... Okay. Apparently they only had 80 people defending it. I mean, that's their fault. Well, I'll give them... troops, I guess. That's 2 territories down almost instantly, and we're going straight for their other territory. Actually, I should probably kill the 83 army before they do something that annoys me. I should catch them because I have, like, near max speed. We're gonna tell them surrender or die. Oh, this is the guy that actually liked us. Oops. I probably should have recruited him. Note to self, hover portrait, double check relationships, don't always instantly murder. I'm pretty sure I could have gotten him to betray, but now he's probably gonna hate us for a while. Even though he's in love with us, because we're very honorable. Allegedly, we're honorable. Allegedly. Meanwhile, me. Ah, yes, with great honor. I murder all of your men. So, I'm not even sure if they can injure our melee characters at all. Like, the people on horseback should be able to do something. Oh, speaking of which, they killed one of our horsemen due to them being on horse as well. Stupid lances. But all these other people are just doomed. Like, legitimately, I don't even think they could kill the horse that they're riding on. That's how one-sided it is. So they basically got run over just then. So this is their Heavy Knight, which is the only thing that has any chance of defeating us. And they are already getting destroyed. We just purely outnumber them. Speaking of which... Yeah, I love that they have Swadians. I love that the troop types they're giving us problems are the ones we already eliminated. Like, that kingdom doesn't exist anymore. How dare they use those kingdom troops against us? Don't use my own Swadians against me. We'll tell him he's free to go. Build up more honor, because it's funny. I guess what I could do, next time I take a place... Question. What's that guy's name? Notes. Tribian? Oh, it's not gonna tell me. I think it was Tribian. Let's check our own people. So many names that are familiar. No, it's not you. Or another name that's like really close to that. Tribadian, not Tredian. Oh. Okay. So we could give Lord Tribadian a place. I'm not gonna give him a building though. I'm gonna give him, or not building. I'm not gonna give him a city. I could give him a castle randomly. That's fine. Oh, this is where a majority of their forces are resting? Oh. Nice kingdom you got there. Sure would be a shame if I stopped you from, recovering all your troops. So, I think literally almost half of their army is here, but they only have like 3 troops each. This is not a very threatening army. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start swinging. Ooh, who hit me for damage? Oh, do you have Rhodoks? Oh, jerks. Stop having Rhodoks. Use your terrible archers. Don't outsource your military. Jerks. There we go. Now I'm basically just cleaving through everything. I don't even care if I kill their lords or not. It doesn't matter. As long as I just keep destroying their total numbers. So I've killed like 30. I think they said they had 300 or so people. So I killed about 10% by myself so far. We're gonna get a lot more playing whack-a-mole. Love whack-a-mole. Look how good I am at it. Oh, somebody's actually parrying me. Never mind. Oh, I fell off. That's not good. Back up the stairs we go. So I lost a little bit of health, but on the flip side, I completely annihilated the people on the wall, so our entire army is up here now. I'm seeing sad tribesmen trying to fight our heavy armor units, which is interesting. What I can do, since I can't get up here, we just counter snipe. That way we lose less troops, because those crossbowmen can actually kill our people, unlike the bowmen, who are terrible. Bowmen are really great when you have low armor, but when our armor is this high, like, it doesn't matter. They're gonna do, like, A damage to our, like, 60 health total. From our allied troop perspective. Like, we don't care about that at all. Got a couple headshots in there. I would like to actually climb this staircase, though, because I don't think I can melee much. Unless I get really lucky and this goes through. No. Because I don't think there's another way to get to where they are. I'm gonna go back to using bows. I will get a few more kills this way, since I can't get in close anyway. I like to think I'm just unclogging the stairs. How did they block that? How was that not a headshot? There we go. I was gonna say, I really need our people to actually push up the stairs so I could do stuff. Poor soldiers. They're trying. Some counter sniping going on. Because blow for blow, we should win. It's just when... Okay, there we go. Did we finally make it up the stairs? We did, okay. Love all the shields from all the different factions and lords trying to stop us. Then I see a few sad unicorn ones from our team. Anyway, I think it's now over. They killed our sniper. Why was our sniper in melee range? Game, please. Oh, this is a lot of people. They actually have so many snipers, they can't even use them because they're all blocking each other. That is funny. Game, please let me swing. Thank you. I'm taking a lot of damage. I think I actually need to back up. Let's not lose the siege because I took too much damage. I think we're good. Like, I killed a really high number of people, at least 40. I could pick off a couple of stragglers here and there, like that guy. And that'll protect our people even more. That poor one guy in the corner. Didn't stand a chance. Yeah, so they couldn't even effectively use their own people. That was kind of sad. So we killed 252 total because the wounded disappear. So it is just an absolute victory. Yeah, let our people handle this. Or, you know, they could just kill all of them. That's fine. I literally went to pull out the shield. That sucked. Out of here. Given the lack of cheering, somebody must... Nope, nope, we did win. I was gonna say, I thought there was one more somewhere. Nope. 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 And what a fool. Nice and simple. And that's how you capture basically everybody from their kingdom. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 lords that they've had so far. 11, 12, 13. Ridiculous. 15, 16, 17. There were 17 lords there? Wow. I mean, it didn't help them. Clearly they weren't good enough, so... Tell them to try harder. I could join a tournament if I want to. I don't see the point, though. Ooh, Ransom Broker. You're exactly the... You are actually the person I wanted to see. Get a little extra cash. I want to see how many lords I just have in my inventory. Okay, we got 3 lords. I don't know if anybody will pay for them, though, because we're winning so hard. I actually do want to hire the horsemen, because I just want more people. Let's make sure to check our food totals. Not bad. But let's improve morale by mixing up what food we have. Anything fun in the armor store? 5216 is worse than what we have. Yeah, I think other than our gloves, it's going to be a tough find for what an upgrade could be for us. Heavy Great British is 52. So we found the thing that we're using, but it's not better than what we're using. Disappointing. Ooh, +3 arrows is actually huge. I'm going to buy those. Another set of +3 arrows. Okay, because I'm pretty sure I'm using +1s on several characters. That is a lot of free damage. We're going to go check out our other people. Using bolts. By Unizar. Using +3s. You are, and you have a lot of them. By you, Deshvani. Okay, you got stuff. Lethy, you just got a bow. How's your arrow? Only +1. Do 2 more damage an arrow. But you, Borsha, just using a +1, get a +3 instead. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna go back here. We're gonna manage the garrison and give them the bandits, the caravan master, so that way we can't say we didn't leave it more defended than what we got it. But yeah, that was a absolutely brutal stomp. That guy could prove to be annoying. I might just go kill him to deal with him. Yeah. I think I want to give them absolutely no hope. He's indifferent. I'm gonna tell him we all deal with the up. Wow, I just made one of their lords instantly defect to us. That's funny. So anyway, I just talked my way out of fighting with that guy. That's just an instant win for me. That saves me real life time, and including game time. Hold on, do they have 29 prisoners? Holy. A lot of people if I want to get them. This is looking super bad for the enemy team. Like, at this point, they're sieging a castle. Oh, they're sieging that one? Okay. I mean, in the time it took for them to start sieging something, I've taken 3 territories. So if this is the best they can do, I'm gonna go like, okay. Go ahead and take it. Oh, I found yet another hideout without trying. How annoying. But couldn't find the one I was actually looking for. So sad. Anyway, we have enough troops. They should defend the other place, especially since I recruited an 80. Wow, there's not even any generals here. Where are their generals? We have battle advantage because we have so many troops, which to me is very silly. Because they had, like, what was it, 200 something to our 130? But due to just our high tactic value, we just have more troops per spawn. We have more snipers, more melee. Good hybrid units where they have kind of just dedicated characters that are terrible. Brutes. This is going extraordinarily well. They might not even last 3 game days, honestly, at this point. By the time they siege that other place, I'll probably have already captured this and their next city. Yeah, we're gonna see if we can pick off a couple of these people while we're waiting for the Conga to disperse. How did that miss? That was actually unlucky. There we go. Can almost get up the line, so I'm gonna go a little longer sniping. Better than doing nothing. That guy throwing stuff is weirdly more of a problem to me than the archers. I think because the bow damage is so low in the game, it's like one of those things where you have to pump up so many ranks for it to be decent, and most of the enemies just don't have good enough ranks to justify it. I just kind of roll my eyes when we go to fight them. Like, okay, they could do 0 damage with their bow quickly at me. I think I drop down and try to kill somebody. Oh, almost got him. And now we're chopping up the Conga, where we are going to vastly outdamage them. Basically, if we hit them at all, they should just die. We're killing them so fast that they're actually starting to just instantly respawn. So if I unclog this, I'll have a million people charging their archers, which is what I'm looking for. Broke a shield, then kill them. I think they're running out of troops. Yeah, I'm seeing very little people in this wave compared to the last. I have a feeling if I cut down this wave, this might be their last spawn. Well, time to figure out if I'm right or not. Ooh, this goes so fast. Oh, they had one more spawn. And again, I love the thing that hits me, I think, was the spear and not even an arrow for damage. This was just absolutely brutal. There's pretty much nothing they could do. Poor enemies. Well, they had another wave, really, with how few... Did they just spawn with more range than melee? Maybe they just had snipers as backup. I mean, it's not helping them with their additional spawn. They're basically falling instantly. Caravan guard's outrunning me, so I can't kill this guy. There we go. Alright, who's alive and why are we still fighting? Oh, there he is. Never mind. Okay, now I don't know who they're fighting. I'm assuming he's dead because my entire conga line is going up there. Hopefully they find him. See occasional arrow shots from our allies trying to snipe whoever it is. They're very confused. Okay, where is this guy and why can't they find him? Oh, he's on the other side of the wall. He's playing 4D chess with the positioning today. Yeah, our allies were never gonna figure out how to reach him. I had to go win that battle by myself. Don't mind me. He's like, if I'm on the outside of the wall, how could they path to me? Truly a genius, ahead of his time. He just hit me for 3 damage. That was it. Oof. I do like the bones at the table. It's a pretty classy thing to have there. Absolutely brutal. Give them some additional people to defend. Oh, I forgot to get that over to somebody else. That was dumb. Well, that's okay. The other person's gonna have to hate me for a little bit. And this is one of their major cities. They better step it up or they're about to lose it instantly. They got a couple people in here. They even have the purple team people, which is surprising to me because the Purple Kingdom no longer exists in this world. So time to unmake them, I suppose. Oh, building a siege tower. They are so lucky. They actually get to respond to this. Never mind. They had a chance. They had a chance to respond to this. Okay, so our elite snipers are at least doing their job. So thank you, companions. Let them go. Pick off a few of their archers and GG. Shot over his shoulder. That is so unlucky. I'm gonna give up on that other guy. Hit his shield, but not his head. I could get a couple clean shots at their snipers. Means I could basically siege them unimpeded. Already there's very few arrows to worry about. Killed so many of their archers. I feel like I'm gonna cause reinforcements to spawn. Got 10 shots while I was waiting, so that's 10 less people I have to kill. I kind of like this combination of crossbow, shield, and weapon, where I just occasionally don the shield when I need to charge. Like absolute nonsense. But when all they have is bow, I don't really care. It's spear chuckers, crossbowmen. Those are the only things I worry about with range attacks. Everything else is kind of like whatever. Throw a dagger at me, I don't care. Let's reload while we're waiting, so at least I can maybe get a pot shot. I love the town is burning. I like to think that we caused this. So burns a lot, strikes again. Oh, please let me in. Well, can I crowd surf? Oh, if only I could get some momentum. Can't crowd surf forward. Unfortunate. Crowd surfing backwards. That's awkward. I don't really want to fire my shot if I can avoid it, actually. Too many people in my way. I should probably just hold up my shield on the off chance one of those arrows hits me. Maybe I'll defend an ally with my shield through shenanigans. I really need our allies to make way. If I have to, I will tell them to go back and retreat. Because me not being in the front line slows down the siege by like whole minutes. Because I'm just so much better at melee than they are. Wow, I got him through the purple icon of my own army. Oh, I bounced off the stone. I had it, but I got denied. Well, time to counter snipe if they're not going to let me in. 2 headshots, despite the ridiculous things in my face. Are you guys really not going to let me in? They're deep enough that I don't want to retract them. Are you shooting at me? You are shooting at me. Well, let's protect our allies for a little bit. Thank you, shield bonus, to protect against arrow that probably does 0 damage. Aye. Nice headshot. Thought there's gonna be another guy behind him, and there wasn't. That was so sad. I'm picking off a couple of stragglers. I really would like to get on the walls. Sadly, I don't think it's meant to be in this siege battle. Wow, was that another headshot? That was sick. You know what? I'm gonna tell... Can I tell them to all back up? Let's see. All back 10 paces, please. I just want to get in. I just want to get on the... I just want to get in. Come on. There we go. Now they're retreating, finally. Only I could just get slightly around them. I'm gonna tell them all to charge. This should be GG for them. Man, I could have been doing this the whole time they were fighting. That is so sad. We're so fast with killing their archers because they're such bad units. Oh, he actually blocked. What a genius. However, we shatter shields in 1 hit due to our weapon. That's pretty much GG. I mean, that just wasn't even fair. Oh, I didn't have momentum to break the shield. That's so sad. That's how I broke it. Nice. So again, 2 major cities just fell back to back. Wonder how long it's gonna take before they try doing a peace treaty with me. I imagine not too much longer. We're gonna deny it, of course. Oof, and their gear is just awful. No, I don't want to give Rivacheg to somebody. That'll make everybody mad. The Mountain Bandits. Let's give Farmer. I'll keep the Mercenary Crossbowman for now. I did lose a sniper earlier, according to the game. At this point, I'm just going to level as soon as I can. Just so I could get stronger overall units. Since we're at the point where we're just going to steamroll every enemy. More of these. Any fun no fun items here. Disappointing. Any interesting weapons? Warbow's decent. 25 damage for power draw 4. Pretty good. I'm gonna get one in case I need it. And we'll get rid of these +1 arrows because they're just taking up space. Yeah, like this one's just strictly worse. Do something like this. Riding 6? You know, I can't even use that on anybody. Useless. Useless and disappointing. Go to the tavern. Minstrel, horseman. I don't even need the horseman. I think we're good. That is just absolutely brutal. If I come here, I could take these two, then take these two, and then take the last two. Wow. I think they're gonna be dead before 2 days even pass. That's crazy how fast that was. Tripodian went down a little bit more. Somebody actually captured somebody on our team? Really? Well, if I find them, I'm gonna delete them instantly. Our army is so powerful at this point. So yeah, they've lost all those territories. They've yet to take a single territory of mine. They've burned a couple of things. I'm like, you showed me. I see our allies are actually actively attacking the enemy right near us. So we finally found our allies doing something. It's not that they've been useless in the playthrough. In fact, they've helped us stave off a couple of counterattacks. It's just usually we never get to see them actually actively engaging. Usually what we see is the enemy ganging up on our people and then they destroy our people. But it looked like we were in a 3-2 situation down there. And we were winning. We actually had the advantage. And I think it helps that I just deleted all of these forts so they can't really recover troops as easily. And every time they start getting troops, I've killed all their generals. We're not allowing them to really do any kind of counteroffensive. That was a lot of free kills I just got just then. Oh, how is that not hitting him? What? Get out of here. Yeah, if we kill a couple of these people, then I should be able to let the people up. There we go. So we've already broken through their conga. This is really bad for them. I fell off the building. That was bad for me. Well, since I'm down here. Ooh, that's really bad. Back up slightly. And say, don't mind me, I just ended up in the middle of their spawn. Hopefully if they spawn again, they won't instantly attack me since I'm not going to be immediately there. In fact, I killed them so quickly and nobody respawned. I think this is actually their final wave already, which is kind of sad. But this is what's between me and a victory. We'll give Tripodian this territory directly. Okay, there are more people spawning. So I'm attempting to free the conga. I think it's definitely working for me because I've just cleaved so many people down just then. Now I'm gonna counter the conga so they don't re-strengthen. This is looking pretty bad for them at this point. I only really see my troops left, which is good. Are my allies really stopping me from swinging? Game, please. Allies trolling me yet again. I went to swing, like, overhead, but it was bonking the person behind me, so it was stopping me from actually killing anything. That is a lot of archers. Let's get rid of a few of them. I got that guy was like so dedicated to blocking an overhead strike, and I wasn't even doing an overhead strike. Please don't. Oh, I was gonna say, please don't kill me with that second arrow. That is so annoying. Oh, that's so annoying that killed me. Yeah, I got kind of unlucky towards the end. It's fine. I got clipped by a few javelins that I needed to not get hit by. But it's fine. The re-siege should be near instant, since I already killed most of their troops. And now their archers aren't all clumped together. They're kind of spread out along the wall. Then more of a chance to kill them. There we go. Now I'm not bonking on my allies hits like I was earlier. I think those last people are literally it. I don't even think they're gonna get a spawn, because I feel like we were within 30 of killing them. Welcome, Chris. Hope you're doing well. We're doing fine otherwise. I had, like, when I was trying to do the overhead swing, I kept hitting somebody behind me, so I couldn't swing at the person in front of me, which is really awkward. Yeah, we were within 20 of clearing it. It's fine. Like, oh no, they inconvenienced me for like 10 seconds. What was his name? It wasn't Trimbow. It was Tribidian. That means Delanar doesn't like us. Lara Quinn doesn't like us. Some people are really negative. That's fine. And when I gave it to somebody else, it also gave them troops. That's interesting. Hanging in there. Hopefully you're doing better than the enemy army, because we have a hilarious number of people. Oh, one of our people's captured there. I actually see him. I actually want to engage in this. Can our allies actually stop being cowards for a second? They actually took a castle for me? Seriously? That will not stand, chat. Oh, he's gracious. Can we make him join us? Aye. We're asking for your support. We're looking to judge all men equally. Move the chat over so you can read it a little more. You have a bit less arrows in your chest, hopefully. He likes our goal. Wow, instant conversion. This is getting actually embarrassing. Chat, we're winning so hard. They're throwing feasts. That you know you're losing when enemy army decides, yeah, it's fine. So this is their last major person, right? If I defeat him, I get Trividian back. He gets absolutely stomped. And one of our other people engaged first. Oh man, that is a win-win-win. We're gonna rescue one of our people, and we're gonna help an ally that would normally have lost. Oh, chat, that is just, Oh, the winning, it never stops. But anyway, we're at the point of the game. If I don't auto-recruit people, I'll just imprison them. And if anybody dares defect from us, it doesn't matter, because the rate at which I could recruit people is completely broken. I mean, you saw that. I think that was the third person in a row I've just converted. It was at least 2 tonight. I think 1 in the other session. And we got somebody that's like almost ultra loyal to us, so it would take a lot for him to be negative. So if I make like 4 other lords receive territories before him, he'll still like us after all that. So he is a very useful character to get. Plus he already has troops. So he's just yet another character that could just end up sieging everything. So we'll go recapture the base that we lost. Those Nords are gonna be so done, chat, when the peace treaty ends. They're so done. We're almost at the point where I think I can get most places to surrender to me. If I ask kindly, rather than actually doing the battle. This is just absolutely brutal. Look at this. Trying to make a snow angel, but didn't quite get it down. Give that one a 4 out of 10. So no casualties. And Despin hated us. He was at -30, chat. We managed to pull it to -28, so he's less likely to betray us. And we rescued Tribidian, who already liked us at 34, and he went up to 41. So we just got a huge swing of loyalty for one of our other people. Oh, they just had Rhodoks? Oh, that's funny. I'm just gonna keep them. Chat says nice. It is very nice indeed. That is a really strong horse. I actually want that. Get rid of lame Corsair. Bring me this way back Hunter with 18 armor. That's pretty good. Everything else, you guys can keep it. So we're gonna make like we're gonna do a little circle since I have to go back this way. Originally, I was just gonna go to Corral and then go this way, but just slightly inconvenienced us, chat. I gotta go deal with them. Esterok, I feel like, was a Rhodok general at one point. Somebody else has been taken prisoner by us. Nice. So this is their castle of 63. We gotta build a siege tower. Oh, they really did get the most annoying one. So we're gonna hope with all of our new generals, we defend any kind of enemy surge. Because we just got rid of 2 of their 80 units by instantly recruiting them. So that is just immediately 160 troops for the counteroffensive. We know we deleted at least 15 generals, and we fought like another 4. I'm not sure how many of those 4 overlapped with them, but it's not good for them for sure. And because there's such a lack of territory, they're gonna be very disloyal to their lord. That's why we're getting like near instant recruits, because the game tries to counter the fact that you're winning by recruiting more generals, which makes sense, right? Like if you have more generals, you have more armies, right, to raise against the player. The problem is that like if they don't give them enough territories for all those lords, it just makes them all hate the main lord, and then all those lords will abandon that king. So in the very short term, it's beneficial for them. But if it more than like 2 weeks pass, basically half of their army will leave. And that's what we're kind of seeing right now, where we're just getting near instant recruits because they don't like their lord at all. And they think it's safer to join us militarily because we have so many other generals. And the fact that we also keep recruiting people means that our right to rule keeps going up. Speaking of which, wow, we only need about 50,000 more to level? Maybe happen. And this is their archer and basically leather armor. Like, this is so unthreatening to our massive murder machine. Aw. The siege thing moving made me miss. There we go. I mean, chat, they only had 60 people, and we killed at least 10. Well, 10's an exaggeration. I think total we've killed over 10 as a group. We're possibly going on 15 right now. So I'm just seeing nothing but headshots. So before it even occurs, this melee battle, we've picked off a lot of their people already. I mean, look at this. This might be their only group of people left, chat. Don't mind me. I'm just gonna take out their whole army. Okay, they got some people down there. Yeah, they're good. Alright. I don't know why our allies are not killing that guy. We'll kill that guy. See a couple people over there I can snipe. Might go deal with them. Wow, I actually hit him from there. That'll save us a lot of time if these people die. Oh, I actually hit him from there. Huh. That was a great shot, chat. The fact I don't even hear combat is so sad. Oh, that was a great headshot. I was gonna say, the fact I don't hear combat just shows how sad their army is. Your poor, poor army, chat. Sure, we'll hire more people. Why not? Anybody that doesn't have a fief? There is. So we'll give it to Goosalon or whatever. I don't care how much this makes other people mad. Because if they abandon us at this point, they just get destroyed. Yeah, we're at the diminishing returns where the more lords you get, the more angry they get when you give it to other people. But on the plus side, that auto supplies the people. So they're sieging something of ours over here, which is not good for them because this is one of their last big cities. If they lose this, they're kind of done, to be honest. I don't think it's even possible for them to make a comeback if they lose this. And it's a ladder battle, which is like the worst for them. How do we still have advantage? It's actually unfair, chat. Like, chat, please help them. Going in, chat. They're throwing rocks at me. This is what they've been reduced to. Game, only overhead swings, please. Game, what part of the downward arrow means horizontal swing? If you would like to inform me, game, while you're doing that, I would love to know. In the meantime, it's time to play whack-a-mole again. Please stop doing anything other than overhead swing. Thank you. Game, thank you. Okay, we're winning whack-a-mole. Chad, I'm determined to win whack-a-mole, and they will not stop me. And you lose. Once they do this, they have basically no range support helping them. That is really brutal. Where are their snipers? Okay, they're down there. Now we're gonna counter Conga by attacking their backline. They're not even gonna fight us for the most part unless we hit and don't kill. Which, as you can imagine, is really brutal for them. Just lose all of those troops without them even being able to attack. There we go. The counter Conga strategy is working. You know what, chat? I just realized I forgot to do something last week, but it's too late now. Oops. I talked about it, and I just remembered I didn't do it. The Twitch Moments thing went away, I think, at the beginning of October. I meant for last time we did Mountain Blade for us to do a final send-off to the Moments. But rip Moments, I guess. Ooh, that did a lot of damage, because that was a two-handed strike. Yeah, I forgot. I mean, check and double check. They said they were discontinuing it. I think it was the first week of October. They mentioned. Okay, I think I did my job. I killed like 40 something people. So yeah. Slash exclamation mark moment. No. Now we're starting to make some progress. We are speeding this up significantly, but I need to be careful not to get shot by... Not arrows. I'm more worried about if any of them is spears, because the base damage of that is actually high. They're losing the Congo Wars, chat. Don't you just love when they just all bunch together like that? And then they're just too focused on our own conga line to deal with me. The counter conga strategies are real. Look at all those more or less free kills, because they're just too busy looking at our allies. If only they could turn around, chat. If only. That is a lot of archers. Those could realistically kill me. No, we can handle like 5 or 6 archers. Like 14 or 15. I don't know about that. Let's pick off a couple. Make our life a little easier. Reserve our health total for later. Ah, there was a spear chucker. Okay, he could have been a problem. But he threw his spears and ran out of them. GG. Yeah, now there's less snipers dealing with their people. Speaking of which, our snipers are coming in and picking them off now. That's brutal. He fidget dodged. What a god. He's better than me, chat. Also, wow, look how many enemy shields fell. Holy. Oh, is there somebody I didn't kill when we were on the walls? Why are we going this way? I guess we'll see where they are. Yep, okay. So there's somebody on the wall this entire time, but they're so irrelevant we didn't notice. Bonk. So far, no deaths. That's good. Beautiful. I was gonna say we're having a two-handed war. Come on, allies. Between 3 people with ranged weapons, somebody should kill them. There we go. Good arrow. I think that was even a headshot. Yeah, it was. No, bad ally. Don't leave our spear chuckers alive. You know what? They got this. I believed. Absolutely brutal. Oh, we can't bring any more people with us. That's embarrassing for them. We're winning so hard I capped on army size. Sure, we'll garrison this up. Oh, we need to put away the Vaegirs recruits, because they're definitely going to be mad at us. Put away the... Oh, I don't need the raiders. Oh, we have all these bandits. Whoops. Let's put away the bandits. We definitely don't need them. But we'll keep the others. I got another sword sister. We're going to get another horseman. Cavalry. Camp defenders. Any new goods for us to acquire before we go further? So far, not really. Wow. Nothing, you know your end game when you're looking at the top row and you're like, wow, that's a downgrade. We're just so far ahead. We don't have the best possible stuff, but we're pretty close. We are pretty close. Okay, are there any super... Okay, there's one more super horse that isn't riding 6 or some BS. Wait, why would I... Okay, I'm just gonna get the 4K war horse and see if anybody in our team can use it, I mean. I'm gonna say wear it. Maybe... Ursha can ride it? Hey, Ren, can you ride it? You can. That's good. .39 speed. Oh, so the one I have here is just better. Oh, but it needs riding 4. Got it. We'll check on Nizar. Can we do anything with Nizar's points? It's getting power draw, shield. I mean, I might as well just improve him to 21 strength and give him power draw. Is there any downside to this? I don't think so. Power draw and power strike. Now he's our ultra elite sniper, chat. That is a lot of bow damage and a lot of melee damage if he's forced into melee. That's completely ridiculous. Lethe is getting there. I think she was just learning bow skills. So I think what I was doing is I wanted to give her int, so that way I could get power draw 4. I think was what I was talking about before. And now her archery damage is actually good, and I'll raise her accuracy a bit. So now her bow is on par with other people. That's all I wanted. But yeah, this is just getting a little embarrassing. Like, big yikes, chat. I mean, are they even sieging anything that I own? Or is there anything that they're going for? They told me somebody was raiding me, right? Somewhere at some point. Yeah, look at that, chat. Look how many people we wiped out in that one siege. That was insane. Like, that right there was, I think, the run under for them. When you lose that many generals in one battle, you should just surrender. What do you think, chat? Looking super bad for them. Well, I guess we just go for their next major city. Oh, is that another army that they have there? Sure would be a shame if I were to do something to it. Oh, hey, some of the people escaped our captivity. Oh, this guy doesn't like us. Okay. He wants Jaribe Castle? Well, too bad. How about you just perish? Still surprised look like he hasn't killed us in her sleep. We bribed her very well, apparently. I mean, this guy, I don't even have any reason to release him. I should just imprison him. Keep him captive. I don't want to deal with him. Because there's nothing we could... When he's at negative relationship, we're at the point in the game where we might be able to take like a 10 to a 20... maybe before the end of the game. We can't take a negative 10 to like a 20. There's too many times we'd have to battle him. And they are clearly losing way too hard, way too fast for that to be relevant. Did that guy just drive-by spear me? What a jerk. He didn't lance me at least, but still very rude. How much do we need to level? Less than 40,000? That was like 39,000-ish. Guy's actually throwing rocks at us, chat. That's so sad. That's what they've been reduced to, chat. Throwing rocks at the heavily armored knights. Sorry, I was reminded of a very, very dumb scene from an older anime just then. It's a very obscure reference, I guess. I always find it interesting because I think we'll go on a tangent for a little bit because I was introduced to anime. Here's the story. In an old dub series called Robotech. Right? And so, like, not a couple years, several years after that, I managed to get a hold of it to watch it end to end. All of the parts in the old dub. I know there's many different dubs, but it was like the original one that people like laugh at. And to be fair, it is funny, stupid. But I will always remember one scene in one of the better seasons where it's like they're trying to say how serious it is. They're like, oh yes, these people who were oppressed, they rose up against them. And it shows like 5 people with pitchforks, and they're trying to attack like the robotic, like a massive city-sized robot foot with like pitchforks, and then it goes, but they were annihilated, and like the thing's foot rised up and stomped them. And I was like, I know it wasn't supposed to be funny, but I definitely laughed at that scene. And that's what I was thinking of with the guy throwing the stuff at us with the rocks. I'm like, yeah, that was about it. Yeah, that was quite a trip. I think that might be the only mecha anime I've ever watched. I don't think it holds up for sure. I go back to it more to make fun of it than anything else. I think it had one of the most creative clip shows I've ever seen, though. I think that was way before I understood what a clip show was. But I will always remember them deciding to go, you know what? We need to recap the giant space wars versus the Zentradi. So what we're going to do is we're going to have the main character have a fever, and we're going to string all of the core events from all of the other seasons into some real acid trip style dream, including an actual plot point where he wanted to save his girlfriend by riding his bike to the moon. That was an actual plot point. I dare you to look it up and watch it. It is hilarious. It is absolutely hilarious. I don't think it was supposed to be funny, but it was really funny, chat. I'm just like, what am I watching? You're my prisoner now. I'm not letting you go. Hate me forever. Just I like, it's just one of those things. You just don't forget it. Like you're like what is going on? Is this happening? He's biking to the moon, and then the moon turns into their leader, and then their leader is like many stories tall, and he captures the girlfriend. I'm like, wow, this is a clip show and a half. They worked hard to rerun those clips. Oh man, I want to pinpoint the exact episode that happens in, because like whenever I look up the summary for it, it never says that is in the summary, and I'm like, darn you, tell me where the clip show is. Tell me. Wait, Lord Ryshin has renounced his allegiance. Wait, hold on. Is that Father? Hold on. Did Father finally decide to do the right thing? One moment, chat. Distracted by actual game points. Oh, Ryshin, not Fryshin. Oh, Father. Oh, wait. Did we recruit Father? I forgot. No, we still haven't. Father. We'll find Father. Are they trying to siege me? Hold on. Who is foolish enough to siege me? Chad, I've now taken this personally. No. Okay, none of them are Father. We're gonna save the game. Let's just kill them. Father will never love us, something like that. See, I even remember like where it should have been in the plot too. Because it's one of the ones where they get stranded and they crash the ship in. They crash the mecha into their own giant fortress. And he's with the horribly annoying Min-Mei character the entire time. Because there are like several episodes where they're trying to go from some random place in the ship that no person really is to where civilization is. And in that, he gets sick at some point. But one day, Chad, I will rewatch that episode and go, what a beautiful clip show. Like, I really think in like the Japanese dub, or not dub, in the Japanese, well, actually I guess it would be Japanese dub technically. I'm sure it was just recapping the events and he was hallucinating about them and thinking they were happening again. But the English version's like, no, listen, bike to the moon. Just bike to the moon, chat. It's fine. If our father won't love us, none of you get to have fathers either. Pretty much. We're gonna tell them burn, chibi burn. By random people. Yeah, technically it's a waste of time to deal with them because I could just let our army deal with them, but I took it personally that they were trying to recapture the place I just recaptured. If they were fighting something off screen, I wouldn't bother, but no. They trying to group with the marshal in order to take something back. We gotta demoralize them and capture their Actually, if we capture their marshal, I think it's GG. Because then they can't even raise an army against us. All they could do is defend at best. So this is their last real counteroffensive, but they did it with only 3 troops, so GG. Hello, Killons. Hope you're doing well. How's the war? It is beautifully one-sided right now. We were going on tangents since, mostly just waiting for the game to wrap up this battle. Speaking of which. Yeah, no casualties. What an absolute wipeout. I mean, there's still more, but it's over. As it should be, absolutely. So they only have, I think, less than 4 properties left. It's very possible, if I want to, we could just beat the whole campaign tonight. I don't think that much time has passed since we started the session. Let me check. Only 9 o'clock. 2 hours to kill the Nords? Maybe. We still have like another half hour or so to kill these people. And it is not looking good for them because they cannot hold their territories at all. You're in D&D right now? Oh, hopefully you're enjoying that. I think we were talking last time a little bit about D&D. Kirk managed to pull out... Now I forget what it's called. Is it Big Eyes Smallmouth or something? BESM or something? Apparently Kirk had an edition of it, and we were chatting about that after the stream last time. We're talking about if we were to host like one-shots in the future on like a tabletop game, or if we wanted to do a Roll20 and then stream that, make that a thing. It'd be fun to do it potentially at the end of the year. Or if we have like other shorter style games that are not full on like that, we could always just whip out like the tabletop simulator or something like that. Covering in a Dragon City in Underdark, so build good relations. I started a clinic. That reminds me, I always was kind of curious if it was worth taking the elements out of the Pathfinder Kingsmaker module, because that had a whole thing for constructing your own settlement, like piece by piece. Maybe I'll have to revisit that for a future thing. So like you can invest in like different stores and stuff like that, and it had mechanics for building like renown of the city and trading things like that. You, Kingmaker? Not a fan of Kingmaker? I never played it, so I was kind of curious about it. I'm talking about like I'm not talking about the game. Like I think there's one on Steam. I'm talking about the one that is part of Pathfinder. It's just like literally its own book. Yeah, that I can't say about the video game. I don't know how the video game was. I'm purely talking about the mechanics from that. Because it talked about like investing a certain amount of gold into places. Like it made it so that there was like an actual system for upgrades, which I thought was interesting. I think I technically own the Kingmaker Steam game, but I also haven't played that. I should eventually try it. I just haven't been in the mood for, like... I'm not a big fan of, at this point, where, like, my actions are decided by a d20. I'm just not in the mood for it most of the time. There's games that circumvent that, for sure. There's, like, auto successes, or, like, on basic enemies, like in games like Mutants and Masterminds, I don't have to roll to hit. Or if I do choose to roll to hit, I can just instantly win versus just do a little bit of damage on minions and stuff like that. I like those mechanics more. But just casually fighting like Joe Schmo Goblin, I'm like, I don't think it really makes sense for a fighter to miss with like expertise and all this stuff after a certain point. But just let me hit. Let me take 10 in combat. Oh, sorry to hear that the late game punished you for some series of decisions earlier. Especially if they're not exactly clear what things impact future events. It can always suck. Deal with you. Like our army of archers just slowly advancing and firing at everything. Like a mobile sentry unit. Just all the artillery is going off. There really is like no resistance left from them. This is just kind of sad. Like this is the best their army can do. I haven't seen yellow texted forever. Kingmaker and WOTR. Don't know what that means. Brain is trying to parse that. See, I know what WOTC is. That's Wizards of the Coast. Wrath of the Righteous. Oh, that would be why. Yeah, I don't know the game. Turn-based combat only as an option and mostly plays out in real time. Yeah, I mean, I think with things like D&D, combat has never been the strong suit of D&D. It's something that happens. I think that's where my philosophy has changed over time, where before I was excited to make, like, big numbers and something that's, like, unkillable, but, like, as I played more, I'm like, I kind of just want to interact with the world a bit more. And there's just a lot of mechanics that are just not mechanics. There's a lot of things you could do in, like, standard fantasy settings that they don't really have systems for, but other games do. Where you have to go kind of out of your way to either homebrew it or take it from other editions. I think that's always been kind of weird for me. The game definitely has a lot of problems if you try to do anything on ships. It's like, the system is like, oh no, what do I do? What do I do? Yeah, there's not really like an innate mechanic where you could like cut a rope and swing around targets in order to fight them on the other side, where games that are more dedicated to things that allow that are explicit in the rules, and you're not like trying to invent like a million different mechanics that would work, like how would motion sickness impact combat and things like that, and are there difficulties of tidal waves and stuff like that in the combat. It's like you could in theory start piecing it together, but it's not very intuitive in those systems. Truly enjoyed a playthrough and did some crazy damage. Yeah, see, I just don't care about damage. It's one of those things where I think when I played when I played Neverwinter a long time ago, I decided just to make a cleric because they could just do everything a fighter could do, but better. And then it was funny because it was like, I could just melee people, or I could just cast Blade Barrier, which is like undodgeable damage, and kill everything in the game. It was very silly. And then if that didn't work, I think I'd empowered Sunblast or whatever. I'm like, yeah, and I still have as many proficiencies as the fighter, and I can heal, and I can revive, and I can buff. Like, what a world. I was like, why even bother playing melee characters? Balance Saber. Ooh, that was brutal. So, with that, they have 1, 2, 3. Wait, did we take a territory? Or did I miscount earlier? Maybe they only have 3 territories left. Well, this is about to be fast. Yeah, because not a lot resisted, like, the Divine Rays, from what I recall from the older games. So it's just kind of a I win button. Found your old math. Oh, no. they're so done. So this is their last major city, so they're probably recovering here if I had to guess. And then we could just deposit all the people in here. There's so many bandits here. What is going on? They only have 2 lords here. Where are all their lords? Well, I'm gonna go besiege their town. And besieged. Yeah, I'm still undecided about how I feel about templates versus non-templates. So to give an example, like D&D is very much template-based, especially the older ones. I don't know if they moved away from it in the later ones. Oh, hold on, I'll read what the response is in a second. Multiple enemies and could do a 90-66 if all 6 hit that was fire, and then D6, 16 D4 unholy and acid and fire. Yeah, you could do some really silly damage, but it's just like, it makes more sense in like a video game. Like that's all you want is damage, but when you're playing more like with people, the DM will react to what you're doing more than the game will. The game has its limitations. They can only code so much. Whereas you could make some allies that are not normally, I would say, intended to be allies, or make deals and invent adventures that are not meant to be, but you just work with the DM. And I think it's just like, those kinds of things make it more enjoyable to me than I would say playing like a turn-based version of that, where it's just, I'm like, okay, who has trap finding? Who could deal with all the traps? Do I have some poor thing that I could set off all the traps if I can't disarm them? So I'd always have somebody that could summon animal, and I would definitely tell the animal to walk into the traps. You heard me, chat. Tell me that is not one of the most effective ways in the video games to deal with the traps. I'm like, listen, the summon wand, they're going forth and doing more than I could have asked. Let them go forth. Yeah, I think the thing is, like, I've played so many roles, but I've not really played as, like, a player with it. I'm usually DM when I play. Just because, like, otherwise it's, like, I could just sit there and min-max for days on characters if I wanted to. I was just remembering something I did when I played one evil campaign, and I remember, chat, that I was trying to, what was it? Hold on, let me deal with these enemies. Let me think about what I did. It was something along the lines of, I wanted to basically cause terror in a town, but not like directly make it known that it was me that did it. So I had to be more subtle with the terror. So the character gained the ability to speak with animals, and basically what I would do is I would put a delayed explosive, I forget what the spell was called because it's been a while since I played, on an item, and then I would have a bird deliver it somewhere and blow up a place, because I would promise the bird, like, seed where to make the delivery. It's genius, chat. Truly evil genius. Think ahead on that one. No one expects the bird. How are they going to react to that? It's the best, chat. You gotta go full evil, chat. Listen. If you learn anything from playing evil campaigns, it's never get your hands directly dirty unless you're forced to. I see the chat like, oh, it's evil. It's very evil. I mean, that was back when we were playing with things like the Book of Vile Darkness. It was expected, chat. Like, listen, we're gonna be doing some terrible things in the name of evil. Like, we need town sacrifices. Although, what helps in an evil campaign, if you just want to destroy all social aspects of the game, just get a bard with glibness, because if they get that, they're basically untouchable. Unless the DM decides that the setting is going to try to meta you and detect magic, whatever you're doing glibness. That was like the only counter, and that wasn't as common in the older versions of D&D, for people to just casually detect magic. So there are some interesting things you could do, for sure. But oh yeah, it's like they're all pawns, chat. It's fine. And of course, there's always the summon creatures that have wishes. I don't get why they allow that. I don't know why that was the thing in D&D. Why can you summon basically the equivalency of genies who have wish, and then you could wish for them to summon more monsters to aid in combat, and then they might even have just straight up elemental ally and stuff like that to protect them. Very silly stuff. Oh, he actually hit me. Ooh, look at them. They're putting in the work. Pay the money. They actually hurt me. Unlike that archer. He kind of tickled me. You gotta commit, chat. So basically, playing those kinds of things, I got to have a lot of practice for the evil campaign. Basically, all I do when I play DM is I have to think about what would villains do. And then I just come up with plans, and I have to put flaws in them. I can't have them being like the most perfect thing ever, because that just wouldn't be fair to the players. So I feel like if the players are investigating something, I'm thinking like 4 steps ahead, both like, what are the, other than the motive of the villains, like, where will they go next? If they're prevented from going there, what is their ult objective? What clues would be found? Who would be witnesses? How do I feel I should help or hinder an investigation if it's going too quickly in pace or too slowly? So, like, if players are really lost, you can give them kind of like the handout, but you have to do it in a way that makes sense. You can't just be like, oh, it was definitely, you know, it was Sir Baldy. I saw Sir Baldy do it. You have to do it in such a way that you have to still make them follow the clues. You just put another one on track. So maybe you tell them that, people that were in robes escaped into the wilderness, and then if they were to go down one of the paths, they could see a set of fresh tracks in the mud because they have a party ranger. And you kind of set up a mystery / an investigation from that style and just kind of go forward with it. So I'm kind of used to that mentality. I'm not used to solving said mysteries, though. That is not my strong suit. Ooh, this person actually likes us. They're at 72. Dang. That's a hilarious. They have Swadians? Why do they have Swadians? Hold on, chat. That makes 0 sense. Why do they have Swadians? Well, chat, GG. I just got all these Swadians for no reason. Like, okay, Accursion Lancers, okay. Wow, they had so many prisoners. That was actually insane. More Rodox, sure. Then we're gonna put these here. That should be good enough. Oh no, it's a major city. I'll just defer. I want the initial troops, I think. Then we'll put in some of these people. I don't want any of their recruits. We'll just give them these. Honestly, I think I'm pretty good here. I might just give up, like, the spearmen. I don't need them. Honestly, I think I'm gonna give up the spearmen. I literally don't need them at all. I'll just take crossbowmen. We'll do caravan guards. Sword Sister, cavalry. So we're gradually losing a lot of money due to me upgrading people, but I'm gonna hit a point where I just don't care anymore with it. Here, check the armor is what I meant to do. Oh, there is a +9. Alright. Well, 1 extra point of armor, chat. We did it. We found an upgrade. And we'll give that to Bundix, so he's now at 60 armor. Gross and ridiculous. +7, so that matches. Can we give you anything fun? Honestly, she's also at the point I could probably just take points in int to catch her up on power draw. Maybe that's what I do. Because at 4 power draw, she can use the bow. And I think it's more effective than the crossbow. Because I want them to burn their ammo quickly. I don't want them to go slowly with it. How about you, Nizar? What's your gauntlet? Only a 4? Nice, he's at 55 now. They're down to just 2 territories. So, GG to them, chat. We still have so much of a stream left. So I see some of their people... Oh, game. Only a 7k bonus. Not moving, so I can see who's here. Drooly could be a problem. Tullog I don't care about. Only Drooly I think is an issue for us. We might have to kill him. Oh, unless he... Oh, there's so many people. There's so many generals in that castle. Look how unreadable that list is. Oh my gosh. Is Father in this horrible list? I think Father's there. Father was Tartius, right? Did I remember this time correctly? Yeah, Father. Can we speak to Father real quick? Merchant was also a part of the... Wait, where is Father? Does Father not want to speak? Where's Father? He doesn't want to speak with us? I see how it is. Alright, so this is fine. Unless he just, like, literally left as soon as I got here, which is unlucky. Did Father, like, literally abandon as soon as we went in? Ridiculous. I wanted to try to recruit him, and sadly the guy that had 70 loyalty is also here, but didn't want to join us. I think this is over for them, chat. I think this is GG. Sleka's Castle. Okay. So we're about to stop them from getting troops yet again, which is completely brutal. I have no reason not to at least fire some shots over here, because I know their shields are terrible. I killed one of their lords, apparently. That was just a free win versus one of their elites. That's kind of embarrassing for them. Are you throwing rocks at me? Oh, so I got distracted from the earlier conversation. Let me rewind to what I was talking about before. So I'm torn whether or not I want to do like a templated versus non-templated game. So I was mentioning before that D&D had templates. So what I mean by that is like normally, especially in the older versions of D&D, there's like if you are a dwarf or you are a dragon or you are a insert race, there is a whole stat block of all the abilities that encompass being that creature. And it has things like, if you give them, like, the Abyssal template, you could take an existing character, and this will change the challenge rating by this amount, and it'll give them extra stats or abilities per day, etc., etc. Versus something that's more freeform, like, I forget what the acronym is. It's like ERPS or something. GURPS? Maybe it's GURPS? It's like Universal Roleplay System. Something like that. Where it's just assumed like things can do whatever you want them to do, and difficulty is whatever you think would be according to the party. Where things like experience are not really awarded per encounter, it's more awarded per session or per heroic event kind of things. Because I think that ends up being an issue in D&D when things are so focused on whether or not something would be challenging to you, that a lot of the game just ends up being like, how good are you at combat? And I feel like the other elements of the game kind of stagnate and have issues with that. They've tried across different editions of D&D to address that. Like, I think 4th edition had like skill challenges, where like in order to do what would be like a social quest, you need to pass a certain number of social checks in a row. and that would count towards like a social encounter versus like a combat encounter, as an example of how they tried getting around that issue. But I don't know. I think at the end of the day, I kind of like how some of the other systems do it, where it's like, you've participated, you get experience. If you did something that was exceptional according to the DM's discretion, you just get more points, things of that nature. Or instead of getting levels, things like Pathfinder have included alternate systems like heroic points, where if you follow your character traits to the T, which would be like kind of like the backgrounds that end up in like 5th edition and beyond, instead of just being like, oh, those are my bonuses, so I'm going to use them because of my bonuses, it'll be like, oh, these are the things I care about, and whenever I try to hold up these tenets in a role-playing setting, I'm going to get a hero point. And those hero points are limited at first to what you could do with them, depending on the system, but hero points essentially say, I could potentially choose any dice roll at any point in the future and force a reroll. So some people can use it against the DM, like if the DM crits you, you go like, no, hero point so it doesn't crit. Or you crit miss, and you're like, no, hero point so I don't miss. And I think that adds kind of like another level of thinking, but in a way that just kind of encourages role-playing or playing to those kinds of characters. And I don't know, did 5th edition, I mean, people that play it today, did they do something like that again? Because I've seen it in like the alternate systems to D&D, but I don't recall them implementing something like that. In Mutants and Masterminds, that is literally just the luck power. So you could build up luck points, for example, per day, or per session, excuse me, and you could use them to help you through encounters. Pathfinder had the separate module with the heroic points, but D&D, I don't know. I don't recall anything like that in particular. The closest I could kind of think of is like the fighter having like that pool of points that they can use to do like rallies and stuff like that. I think that was like the closest thing I could think of, but that was like a core feature versus something that was universal. You only played a little bit, no problem. Just throwing that out there for conversation pieces for people that were interested. But I don't really recall anything like that, at least when I played. But I also played pretty early. I definitely don't know a lot of the expansions. I mean, I mostly played when it was called D&D Next, to be fair. And I'm kind of sad some of the mechanics from D&D Next did not make it into the final system. I would have very much liked that over what we had. I'm going to die here, I think. Maybe. Oop, no? We're good. We're good. I got worried because the two-handeds do a lot of damage to us. I think we're fine. Not afford to take too many more of those. Okay. I think we're good now, because our allies will clean everything else up. Uh-oh. Where's the lone soldier? He's here somewhere. They're probably up the stairs, given where they're running. Oh, was that the last guy? Okay. Just all by himself in the building, Chad. He's witnessed his whole building get slaughtered. Wow, so that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 lords. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 lords defeated. Big oof to their army, chat. Massive oof. Absolutely massive oof. Yeah, they're not gonna make the comeback now. GG. Like, they were done, I think, when we took the first major city. Now they're really done. One, 2, 3, 4. There's somebody. Sure, you could go free. You don't matter anymore. They literally don't matter. Oh, I would have liked Meltor. See, we're at 77 relationship with him, chat. He likes us more than almost every other person that we know. So sad we couldn't talk to him. There's Father running from us as usual. I almost out of spite, I felt like imprisoning Father. If Father was there, I was going to put him in prison. Holy, that was so many people. It's just a castle. Give the castle to this person, which will probably make everybody mad. Yeah, negative 37 with Death Spin. I don't know if we can recover with him. Other people are mostly fine, though. Like, the worst that happens is we just renounce somebody. Giving a castle's kind of risky, because if they don't, like us, they could leave us and take the castle with them. But we're also at the point in the game where I'm like, go ahead. Let's see what happens. I think I can afford to give away a castle or two without any repercussions. Let me actually disband the looters. I don't need these characters. Wow. We are less than 18,000 experience away from leveling. Though it might happen. We'll take a small break when we wipe out their kingdom. Oh, Brasha, were you really chasing me? Did you really decide that was in your best interest to fight me? Tell me your name. I'm gonna say they know me as Sir Burns a lot. Mark it down, you'll be hearing a lot of me. You may have bested Boyer and Meltor, you cannot defeat us all. Cat, shake your head. He doesn't think we can't defeat everybody. He clearly did not see the massacre. So we're gonna have to do a reenactment of that last siege, but only with his army. And in fact, we're gonna imprison him out of spite, chat. I'm not even gonna let him go. He's going in the caravan. So he better hope I don't capture him, because I'm not catch and releasing him out of spite. Wow. Almost got them all. New enemies have arrived. Yeah, like all 10 of them have arrived. I think it was like what, less than 60. It might have been 35 people. It was a very sad number. Put it that way. Not really feeling threatened by them at all. I was gonna say, since you play a little bit of D&D, Chris, what have you enjoyed from what you've played of D&D? What are things you don't enjoy about D&D? Open the floor. Speak your mind. Oh, yeah, 31. Brutal. Oh, and he escaped. What a jerk. What an absolute jerk. How dare he not let us capture him for life? It's like he doesn't want to be imprisoned for the... They're asking for money? Sure. Or not money. They're asking for the ransom? I'll pay 2,600 to immediately kill them. I mean, for me, that was basically just free cash. Hey, look, one of our allies is here. Raishin. Oh, is that brother? Hold on. Is that brother? Hold on. Is that you, brother? It is! Chat, we found brother. He didn't hate us. What are you doing over here, Raishin? Are you sieging somebody? He's mad at us because we captured him earlier. Went from 32 to 17. Oof. What are you doing? Okay, so he gave up on the marshal, and he's now burning everything. Sure. We're gonna let brother burn things. The brother hates us a little bit because I kind of told him we were gonna let him go, and then we captured him, is what he was saying. So just a little oops with the brother. It's fine. We're still friends-ish. So there's Reich. Iams is there. You better run from me. I will kill you. Without mercy, I will murder you. So this is their last major place, so I'm just going to go ahead and siege it. And then, sorry, brother. I know you wanted to burn the other building for profit, but I moved too quickly for that to matter. Enjoy getting to roleplay the characters and creative with how encounters, much my DM's frustration. Not enjoyed this slow pace of combat. Yeah... I think that's usually the complaint with the combat, especially since the game is very combat-centric, as I mentioned before. Like, the systems are 100% designed around you doing combat. It's not meant to be, like, purely a social encounter thing, and other systems are a little stronger at those, for sure. But yeah, a lot of it has to do with, like, combat management. Like, how good of a DM you are will help influence that, to a degree. But ultimately, like, there are certain things you should just kind of speak about as a group. So, like, what usually takes long in turns? This is usually what I ask myself at the end of a session that I do. And more often than not, it's because people are really not planning out their turns while other people are going. So I've had stuff before where I played with, like, 5 other people, and there's, like, the 5th person that, like, clearly didn't think about what they're doing. And then they spend, like, 4 minutes thinking about it. Then they spend, like, 2 minutes looking up spells, and they spend, like, another minute, like, I don't know, talking with the party and, like, not completing their turn. And stuff like that I find kind of disrespectful, to be honest. So, like, I try to do it in a very polite way to address those things. But it's kind of like the unspoken D&D etiquette. Where, like, if I'm playing a game and I'm playing a fighter, I'm like, no, I'm moving here. I'm going to make the attack roll, and if this misses, I want this to happen. Yes, no, my turn is done. Like, my turn is done in 30 seconds. That's how efficient I want my turns, because I want people to go by, like, the result of my combat will be done in 30 seconds. I'm like, no. You don't need to elaborate on my turns if I'm killing people. It's fine. You could do that for other people. Or if I crit, if you want to embellish it, I'll say that sometimes to the DM. Like, you can embellish the crits, because why not? But it's like, yeah, I'm very snappy and to the point. Just like if I'm playing DM, I'm like, no. I need to know exactly what all my enemy characters are doing. I do not want to be sitting there bumbling like 20 character sheets for all their abilities. I'm like, listen, I know they have like 50 spells prepared, and they have technically all these contingencies for everything else, but what are they realistically going to do? And so that's what I usually spend my time prepping from like the DM side of things, where it's like, I don't need to look up anything. If I'm doing an encounter, I will have open on like my laptop or my book several pages where it's like, here's all the shortcuts to know all the saves of all the things that I'm going to do here. And I'm not like skimming through pages looking for it. I'm not like, oh, he's got an offense spell, right? Or, oh, did he have this on him? So from a DM perspective, really understanding like how to make the combat flow, even if it's not technically the most effective way to play the character, is super important for it going quickly. And again, it's up to the DM to kind of wrangle people in. It's kind of like being the teacher in a class. you have the teacher pet people that are like, they're just happy to be there. They're willing to do almost anything to have a good time at the experience. But then there's the rowdy people. You gotta rein them in. Gotta make sure they're like, did you do your turn? So think about this. Oh, I might die while I'm giving this discussion. Okay, we're good. So it's just kind of like, you gotta pinpoint those things early and assuage it. Because especially if people are just attacking, like, there's no reason for most martial character turns to take more than like a minute and a half. There's really no reason for it, and that's with like descriptions from like the DM kind of things. It gets more complicated with spells, and that's why I think like running a pre-session like one-on-one, that's what I like to do with players to kind of ease them into the character role, to help think like the character. That I can give like advice in that session if they're new to the game, or they're new to the character class, and just like make a couple comments like, you know, good job, however, did you consider this? So things like that. And we have like a conversation like out of game about it, not to disparage the player, because you want them to ultimately feel like their character is their character. You're not going to tell them how to do the build. You will guide them down the path to go towards what they want to do. Sometimes you will get weird feat choices if people are doing their own character sheets and stuff like that. So sometimes there's the bargaining that goes on where you're like, oh, no, you're not multi-classing this. This is in the campaign. Or like, oh, no. If you're trying to focus on like sneak attack, how about you do this one? Because I think this gets you what you want to do. Things of that nature. You could go free because you don't have any territory and I don't care about you anymore. So yeah, it could be a little tricky. And that's where I liked Mutants and Masterminds, because all I have to think about from the DM perspective, if you arbitrarily decide to fight Joe Schmo Town Guardsmen, I'm not like digging through the monster manual equivalency to figure out like what the encounter should be. If I'm playing a game like Mutants and Masterminds, I'm like, okay, he's gonna be like power level 4. His damage type is probably gonna be, I mean, if it's medieval times, it'll be like, I'll say he just has a lance that does 4 damage. and because he's power level 4, and then people could just auto roll on him. Yeah, like exactly, because like people that are first playing the game won't know how to take the efficient turns. They shouldn't. I mean, that's the whole point. They're there to play as a character, and you're doing it within the framework of the system. So most people are not going to memorize every line of everything possible. But is like the DM, since they are the dungeon master or the game master, their intent is for you to be able to essentially guide the game so that it's fun for everybody. So if it drags, it's like somebody has to address it. So I would say it's when in doubt. I mean, yes, it's technically the player's fault for taking a longer turn, but ultimately I would still point the blame at the DM, because the DM has to intervene at some point, in a polite way. Like it might not get addressed in that exact session in that exact moment, but ultimately to make sure that it flows smoothly, if you're going to have a lot of combat, you have to be able to make those snap calls as a DM. Like, no. like have all your stuff ready. What I would sometimes do is I would have an Excel open that would tell me the different page numbers that I needed, or just told me the important main attack of a character and their AC. So I knew exactly what to do without having to juggle like multiple pages. So I found my own personal shortcuts while even doing the templated ones. That way it wasn't as terrible to handle. And yeah, by the way, we just killed the whole kingdom during that conversation. Where's father? Donde está father, chat? We never found father. It's so sad. We're gonna tell him to surrender or die. Because once we kill him, there's basically no people left. So yeah, it's like time spent in combat should be... It should be more about the DM describing the details of the place, or like talking about the spells. Like time should be spent on the DM side, not the player side necessarily. Like sometimes players do have to make a tough choice every now and then, and it's like not every turn will be like 10 seconds. But like honestly, like when people are playing like Barbarian, Ranger, and honestly Cleric to an extent, it's like, come on. And once we're playing high level games, it's like, come on. Like your options are pull out ranged weapon attack, walk up in melee, or block. Like that will be your set of actions for the most part for a majority of the game. When you're a sorcerer, you're just like, you're trying to decide if whether or not something will be effective against them. And that's where I kind of go into the... I'm not going to call it meta territory, but I definitely find it hard, for example, especially as a spellcaster that targets things like mind saving, like will saves, and does mind control effects. Like, unless I really study things like the monster manual ahead of time, I find it kind of hard to assess like when I should use certain spells. So for me, I had a lot of meta knowledge because either A, I was literally the DM, so I would know if something was effective or not, and B, I would know from the standpoint of, oh, I would want some kind of hint maybe that, these enemies might be weak to fire. So sometimes I'll ask certain players to make knowledge checks, kind of in the benefit of the player. So that way it would be realistic, because their characters should probably know something about them and give them a chance to go like, oh, this is an interesting thing you might be able to exploit in combat. Or maybe, like they have a fear of a certain symbol because they got raided recently, so they think that you're part of another patrol. And you could kind of set up little things like that to help the players. And of course, you can always mess with the players with the same way. So it just opens up like another venue. Like time should be spent on those kinds of things versus like people are like, "Oh, is it my turn?" Or that's the classic at D&D. "Oh, did your turn end?" Those are the ones I never want to hear. I'm like, no. So like usually when I play, I make it very clear. I type in the chat and I'll speak to them. I'm like, acknowledge it, address me that and acknowledge it's your turn. So that way we're not just waiting for you to do something. Yeah, so it's like, I'll give a counterpoint example. So like that would be how I would address it in D&D. In a game like Mutants and Masterminds, which is in Pathfinder, there are ways to do, yeah, is your turn done or is it my turn now? Exactly. See, and that's where we kind of go to it. And that's where I feel like when I had visuals for the initiative, what I would do is put like in a separate graphic to them, depending on what I'm using, like the turn order. So be like, okay, this person went first, And I'm like, and then the person after you is this. And I'm like, it's you, and then you, and then you. And then like I'll say while there's downtime in another person's turn to just say like, okay, while the cleric is thinking about their spells, just so you know, name of rogue, it will be your turn next. So I'll give them that little heads up, especially since like combat turn order changes all the time. So it's like that's just an example. It's just like those little things speed up the gameplay, but not in a way that is like, you're pointing the knife at them like you will finish your turn kinds of things. People got to take their own time with it, of course, but you have to be prepared and think about it. Is this the last of their major army? I might as well just kill them at this point. Yeah, you're babysitting them, exactly. It's what leadership's all about. Oops, somebody renounced their allegiance. Well, we're going to tell them surrender or die, because I don't really care at this point. So we've now wiped out, I think, all of their army. What to pick your brain a lot for referring to DMing for a group and considering it since their current DMs are not the best. Yeah, so it's kind of like one of those things, like, figure out where your strong points are, and then work your way backwards. Like, it helps to even have some of those one-on-one sessions as a new DM, because then you get to decide, like, okay, what do I feel went well with it? What do I think didn't go well? And I think some of that is, like, the management in me, where I sit there, and we call them, not playback sessions, what are they called formally? Brain is fried today. Kill that enemy real quick. Retrospective. They're called retrospectives. So I feel like taking that from, like, the business world, but applying it to, like, the game itself, I think it really helps you identify the weak points. And I feel like a lot of people's issues with it, it's not necessarily the story or, like, the randomness of the players, because that's stuff that'll happen all the time. Where you're like, oh, I didn't think about that, what should I do? But from the perspective of just, like, combat is the most common thing in D&D because the game encourages every class to be very solid at combat. There is not really the concept of D&D of being a pure social character and being able to level. Like, you could in theory do it, but in a game so heavily involving loot and buffing stats and giving you damage spells, it's not the right, I would say, framework for that kind of game. It's not that you can't play it, just usually it's not great for it. So, because it's so combat focused, most of the time will be lost in making sure combat is fast. So as I said before, I usually keep some kind of list, and I go like boom, 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 boom. Or if I'm a player, I'll go like, okay, so while I'm thinking about this, I will even say to the next player, I'm like, okay, if this goes wrong, I need you to think about what to do if this doesn't kill. So I'm just going to let them know, like, I'm not sure if it's going to kill. You need to put that into your process of actions. And trying to involve the other players to some extent also helps. Where it's like, if there's two powerful spellcasters and you're like, oh no, I missed my killing shot on one of them. Can somebody back me up if I don't land the shot? And those are the kinds of things that your turn should take time on, because you're trying to involve the other players and come up with like a genuine strategy. And I think those things are okay. Because I feel where combat drags is where, like, literally, like, you do your turn in, like, a minute. You're like, okay, I summon something because I'm going to attack with summons or I'll block with summons next turn. Also, there's a million people being defeated in combat right now. That's brutal. Speaking of brutal. How's our... Oh, their truce expires in 9 days. Oh, chat, that's not good for them. So let's take a little bit of a break. We'll continue, I think, our D&D session topics in a little bit, but I'm going to refill a drink and we'll get a clean split in the video for once. Who would have thought, chat? I actually planned a break and I took the break. So when we come back, we're going to basically kill the Nords and actually win the campaign today, because we are like fantastically on target. I mean, that took less than an hour and a half. Well, it was like 2 hours, I guess. It was technically, I guess it was closer to 2 hours, but 2 hours to full wipe a larger kingdom than the one we have to fight next. The other kingdom has, I think, 2 less properties, so it should not take as long, and it has less people. So when we return, we'll talk about it a bit more. And yeah, we'll just discuss probably D&D as our free topic and see where it goes from there. So long for now, YouTube, and hope to see you again in the next part.